In a spectacle of misguided valor, the privileged warriors bravely advanced, placing their faith in Rubbermaid and patchouli oil. But the guardians of order stood resolute, repelling the advance like the steel curtain. The would-be revolutionaries met not with victory, but with the cold reality of life. Echoes of the folly of youth reverberated across the nation, a cautionary tale immortalized in the annals of absurdity.
Hello, America. It's time to check the nonsense at the door, clear the cobwebs between your ears, and have a rational-ish conversation. This is the lost art of common sense.
That's right, America. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Josh.
And this is the lost art of common sense, where we try to teach you how to have a little common sense, which is not happening in our higher education facilities at this moment. So we're trying to do our part, America. Now it's your part to share, subscribe, and, comment, how we can help the youth of America. Also, visit our merch shop because you can get cool shit like what me and Josh are wearing. And
hands off my between your beers, bitch.
Ooh, blue collar. Yeah, we built that shit. So you can get a blue collar shirt, or you can get a between your beers shirt, maybe an alien shirt, maybe an Einstein shirt, maybe just a Superman logo showing how common sense is the left's kryptonite.
That's right.
So check out our shop, buy something, even if you don't like any of it.
Or the Section 8 heaven, because that's probably where most
Section
of
8
you guys
heaven?
are going.
Section 8 heaven, or, maybe some of you are graduates of pancake class. So, we got a special shirt just for you.
That's why we need more people to share the show, because most of our show ideas, or our shirt ideas, come from the show.
So
the only people that get them are our listeners.
Yeah.
Listener.
Yeah. It's probably just me and Josh watching it over and over. So let's get to the show. This week's episode we'll be talking about what my truth is. Not my personal truth, just the concept of my truth. And my truth being that my part of the show will be awesome, while Josh's part will be crap. So, Josh, what is my truth in your opinion? Or I guess truth?
Well, truth, like the actual meaning of truth to me is anything that can be proven by fact, or just common sense. And then my truth to me is a statement that's based on someone's perception of reality. So to that person, that might be their truth to them, but that doesn't, the problem is the whole my truth thing came around as this is my truth. Okay, well, you're not a dog, so I don't know what to tell you. I'm forgetting the word where they say there's my truth and then there's blah 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 truth.
Real truth?
Yeah, there's an actual word for it. And since my
common
brain
sense truth?
No, it's a very fancy sounding word, which is why I can't recall it, because my brain doesn't work that way. But while I'm listening to the show, because anytime I'm looking for a word in this show and then I listen back to it, I yell it out. So
what you should do is when you edit this, if you find the word, just randomly, just edit do a bad edit over top of you not remembering.
Yeah. I don't know if it's imperial truth. Is that right? Does that sound
maybe
right?
I don't know.
Something like that, but basically something like water is wet when it's in liquid form.
But my truth saying water is dry.
No, I drowned it from water powder.
Yes.
That's my truth. So, yeah, and when someone says my truth, all they're saying is that's their take and their perception of reality.
It's more their belief, not their truth, though, because truth has a meaning behind it. Like you said, there's fact to support truth. Just because you believe something, no matter how hard you believe it, does not make it true. I mean, if it's not substantiated with fact, it's not truth. If anything, it's a theory at most. I mean, if you don't have fact behind your truth, and fact behind your truth is not, just because you believe it. I mean, I don't think, I believe I'm a millionaire is not going to make me a millionaire tomorrow. I mean, it's not. It's because factually, I am poor.
My truth is I'm rich as fuck. My bank account's truth is you stupid.
Exactly. So, I mean, is there harm in allowing people to believe that their truth is acceptable?
It can be to a certain extent. I think that's where we kind of got to where we are a lot with this gender dysphoria stuff and supporting my truth. That's exactly what that is. Gender dysphoria is a perfect example for my truth. Not even just gender dysphoria anymore. It's like these kids that apparently there are more and more kids identifying as like pets, like dogs
cats.
and cats, like shitting in litter boxes in the school. But yeah, that's not healthy.
What parent allows their kid to shit in a litter box?
A bad one?
Yes.
I mean,
okay.
That's when
that was an easy question.
But like and I get how they just have an active imagination. And I'm like, and that's cool. They can have playtime where they want to play. Hey, I'm going to pretend I'm a cat. You're a kid. It's cool. There's nothing wrong with having an imagination. But at the end of the day, they're not cats. They're not
There's
dogs.
a time when you got to stop like feeding into like delusion. Like you don't buy your kid a litter box to shit in.
That's right. They're going to end up growing up to be weird furries.
Just, yeah. Or serial killers, I think. I don't know.
Or serial killer or furries.
We haven't found what the repercussions of all this shit is yet. We will, in about 10, 15 years, find out what kind of people we've raised. Well, not we raised, because I've raised no one, and I am judging all of you.
That's right. I have zero experience to base any of my opinions on, but I don't care because they're based on common sense, and thinking that it's bad for you to allow your child to go through their younger years thinking they're actually an animal is not a good idea.
Yeah, just common sense says that. So, do you think there could be personal harm in my truth?
Yeah, I mean,
can somebody like believe something so bad that they actually harm? I mean, like, I guess, yeah. Can they harm themselves?
Yeah, I think that happens a lot. I mean, there's been people that literally thought they were indestructible and ended up fucking themselves up. Oh no, I'm fireproof. I'm not saying that the soldier and then that conspiracy theorist who lit themselves on fire thought that.
No, I think they knew they were going to burn.
But why would you do that?
I don't know.
That just doesn't make any sense. It's like,
I want everyone to know. Is that what it's called? Emasculation? Or
what?
When like people do that shit. It's called, there's a specific word for it.
You mean where they get off on hurting themselves?
No, that's masochism. It's actually something like, because it started when that guy in what was it? Was it Tokyo or China, Beijing, where he set himself on fire in front of the tanks?
I'm not sure where that was, but yeah, the guy in protest of the Israel.
That's
war.
where that shit started, and people were just find something new, chop yourself up with a sword. I don't know, I'm just saying.
All right, I'm gonna start at the foot. Oh god, this hurts.
It's just if you're gonna do it, do it with a bang. Not with a bang. I mean, don't harm others, but figure out a new way. Like
seek therapy. Where that.
Yeah, I guess. Or slide out a guillotine. Let's
bring back the old stuff. Let's bring back the wedge.
Yeah, the wedge. Let it happen for hours on end. But at least then you can be like, this was a horrible decision.
This is so bad.
Like, I don't know, like, what happens if you try that shit and they put you out right away, but you look just all disfigured and burny and you hurt all the time. Like,
I made a horrible mistake.
Like, there's a very bad consequence to that decision.
Yeah, that's a certain point. Of course, with the soldier, the guy was just pointing a gun at him. It's like, don't worry, I'm going to put you out with these bullets.
Yeah.
I'm going to smother the flames with lead.
Don't worry, sir. I got you.
But I mean, and you got to think though, all those things though, to that leads right into it, because the guy there got so wrapped up with his truth being that we're committing genocide, and that other guy was convinced that Trump and Biden and everyone's part of this big cabal. That's why he killed himself, and that's why I did. That's a direct result of my truth running awry.
I mean, I don't see the point of it, because I just don't like. Even if you bring it to the public's attention, I mean, you'll never know if you actually changed anything. You're dead.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I can't see you. I mean, if you're Catholic, you're obviously not going to be looking down from heaven. So.
No, you'll be looking up from hell, or probably hell will be like, "Look, you changed nothing." Yeah, that's all the devil has to do. Let's try it again this time. Maybe it'll change something. He just sets you on fire again.
It's like, nope. Let's try one more time.
Yeah.
Well,
Now,
and
the constant disappointment, you changed.
well, think
nothing.
about it. Those people were talked about for maybe a day, if that, and then boop.
Yeah, and when you first said it, I was like, "Who the hell is he talking about?" Then it's like, "Oh, the people that set themselves on fire."
Yeah, it's like the news cycle is so fast that all these people that, I mean, try to think back at all these douchebag school shooters that think they're going to be infamous. Nobody remembers who the fuck any of them are.
No, I couldn't tell you one.
I know that the one girl in Tennessee was a trainee that got folded in half by a dude who looked like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, and I just don't. I mean, I think most places should just stop saying their names.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter, even if they do say their name. I mean, the families will remember.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But like these people do this kind of shit because they think they're going to be famous. You're not going to be famous.
No.
For one thing, Americans' attention spans nowadays are like.
Yeah. You better do it in the time of a TikTok.
Yeah. All right, that's boring.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously there's personal harm in it. Is there could there be societal harm in allowing people to believe in my truth?
Yeah, I mean, I think look at what they're doing in colleges and like with these protests and shit. And like from last week's opening clip where these people just do shit because I don't know. They have no idea. They're just like, I have to belong to something because I'm a loser and have no self-identity. And you get enough of it. Well, here's what's happening. It's like the my truth is becoming institutional truth at a lot of these colleges. So then these people actually like go through like believing this shit. And then I don't know if they like at some point wake up. I don't think I know things got pretty bad in the 60s and 70s, but I think those people kind of got out of it a bit other than the people that
when the acid wore
joined domestic terrorist groups. But I just, you kind of wonder like, how are these dipshits going to be actually when they grow up and get jobs? Because this DEI shit and all this stuff and all this woke bullshit in these corporations, it cannot last.
It won't last. I don't see how it could.
You already hear about law firms and other companies where if you're dumb enough to put your pronouns in your resume, you are not getting hired.
Yeah, because you're going to be more of a problem than what it's worth. It's true. I mean, if you're offended because somebody is like, misgendering you, how are you ever going to try to defend somebody that, whatever, killed somebody, or something,
Well, if somebody misgenders you, try harder.
Yeah. Or, who cares?
Yeah. Well, and see, that's another thing of them expecting someone to accept their truth. Like, their truth might be that they're unbalanced enough to think that they're the opposite sex. And because they believe that, and that's their truth, that we have to believe it. I'm like, no,
but
I totally don't.
Is this truth? You're not.
My truth has science and biology behind it. Your truth is dumb.
Yeah, your truth is just whatever you want to make believe your fucking Prozac pill gave you.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, and if you want to do it, sell it. Otherwise, you're going to get a lot of weird looks.
Yeah. So.
Just saying.
Yeah, I think you're right, though. I think like all this college shit is because of people believing. Well, I don't even know if it started with belief. I think it was just the niche thing to do, the cool thing. Then all of a sudden, when you're in an echo chamber of just people yelling and giving you one side of facts or whatever, you're going to start believing it. Then becomes your truth.
But here's the thing, though, and I think we brought it up last week. I don't know if we brought it up on the show, if we brought it talking on the phone, but I mean, we both went to some college. You get to check that box in the old resume.
Oh yeah, I get the old some college.
But I did have some liberal professors, but like I seriously, I granted we're a little older, more seasoned, more leathered over to where you ain't changing me. But could you imagine? Like, I would love, like, if I won the lottery, I would definitely go back to college just to be a dick. It's like, oh yeah, I got a PhD in like 6 different things. I just go to class just to be a total asshole. And every time they try to throw me out, I just build them a new library.
Oh, you need a new basketball arena? All right, well here you go.
My name's going up there.
Yeah.
And then on this other one over here, the new pottery kiln center building, it's gonna say Mr. Blah blah blah's a douche.
It's
Pottery Center.
It's just gonna have a bunch of American flags on it.
It's like, this guy's going around having buildings that just talk, and the names of the buildings are talking shit about the professors. This is outrageous. Yeah, but he gives us a lot of money.
That's really what drives anything is money. You'll not find anybody in a college atmosphere, any dean or whatever, that will be like, nope, we don't want your money. We don't have your beliefs. No.
He built like the nicest, most high tech dorm building. It says "Welcome, losers." Dorm. Well, that's probably why people like us don't have millions of dollars, Kevin.
That is true. Because, well, we'd blow it on frivolous. Well, not frivolous. We'd blow it in spite.
I just don't think I could sit in these classes. For one, I physically, I think I would get thrown out because there's no way I could just sit through a class, listen to some douchebag professor spouting out their personal beliefs about some bullshit. Now, if you take a class like that, one class about, I don't know if it was Shakespeare, is a bunch of stuff like songs, poetry, all this stuff through the guise of Marxism. Now, if you're taking a class like that, and you chose to take that class, which I don't even know why that class is available. It seems like a waste of resources, and kids' money. Then I guess, but like even that class, I couldn't. I'm like, this is stupid.
Yeah, but
I would fail horribly.
Oh, I would go in there just to fucking mock everybody. Like, you're all idiots. This is bullshit. This guy's a moron, or this chick's a moran.
It's like, why wasn't his play written on time? Because he was waiting for someone else to do it for him. And it never happened. And that class is socialism. There you go. All right.
All right. Really, I didn't have a whole lot on this. I figured we'd be talking about other shit most of the time. So, last question on the My Truth, because I think everybody gets what My Truth is. It's bullshit. No one cares. But is there any way you think to bring facts to disprove a My Truther? Have you had any experience with it? And if you have, how'd it go?
I mean, I would say most of those arguments are, if you've ever had any conversation or argument with someone who leans farther to the left than left center, that's the exact conversation you're having. That's the experience you're having. Oh no, Obama was the best president in the world. Biden's economy's awesome. My bank account's happy because it's not very heavy. It's very light. Because there's not much in it.
It's not a gluttonous bank account. It's
or like
very slim.
Well, and like I don't know how many times like I've gotten arguments with people that I know that lean left and talking about the whole Russia shit with Trump and all that stuff. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
It was disproven to be false, and they're still trying to do it.
So yeah, I mean, and facts don't work. Not
Hillary. Yeah,
it has been kind of proven that you cannot take facts, shove them in these douchebags' faces. It's not going to work. They're going to reject them. And a lot of it has to be, you have to steer them in a manner that makes them look it up themselves. If you can at least somehow have a conversation with them, just to not throwing facts at them. And we would be horrible at this because we're assholes, but to rationally talk to someone, let them say their side, and then just kind of chip away at it to where you spark something that makes like, I don't know. I'll look that up. But if they can look it up themselves and see it themselves on their own, that's generally where a lot of people start coming around. You can't force them. It's like Yevgeny Bezna blah 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 for whatever that Russian guy says. Like you could beat them half to death with facts, and it doesn't matter. They're total ideologues. They've drank in the Kool-Aid. There's nothing you can do for them. It has to be done on their own. You can show them a path. You can kind of lead them that way, but you're not going to make them do anything. Just not going to happen.
I couldn't do it because I get so frustrated.
I talk a good game, Kevin, on the show of what I should do. But when it comes to stuff like that, especially if I have a chance to like just slam somebody with facts, it's really hard not to.
Yeah, it's really fun to do it. I mean, they still won't believe you. You could source whoever you want. You can source a left-leaning magazine. It'll be like, oh, well, that was 4 weeks ago.
That was a typo.
Yeah,
that was a 6-page editorial.
Yeah. Did you? What was it? Was it Michael Rappaport? Oh, he's an actor. He was a super lefty. I mean, super lefty.
Are you talking about the dude who kind of has a Boston accent?
Yeah.
Red curly hair.
Yep. He is now considering voting for Trump.
Well, because who the fuck else is he going to vote for? Well, like it's gotten so bad.
Well, I think he's Jewish. So
well, yeah, but I think it's gotten so bad now too that people can't even like.
They can't pretend like this is good. Like any of this is good. Like any of the economy, the immigration, the fucking obviously the anti-Semitism, the fact that Biden won't really fucking condemn anybody for it. This is all garbage. I mean, and he's losing parts of his base to secure a French piece of the far left that probably won't vote for him anyways because he's not full on Palestine. Yay.
Well, it was kind of weird too because weren't they saying that the polls were kind of like rebounding a little bit for Biden, and then all of a sudden it's just this huge.
Yeah, because all of a sudden the fucking college thing happened. You're like,
well, and it's funny too because they say that's why they closed all that shit down.
Well, you can't be like all 2020 be like racism is bad, then be like in 2024 some anti-Semitism ain't that bad,
Yeah,
it's not that bad.
Oh come on! It's not like they're actually taking you to the camps. Come on.
Yeah, you can't be all DEI then be like, well. Unless it's the Jews.
I just can't believe that one dude was calling for the death of all Zionists, which I guess we're Zionists because I guess
everybody
Zionism,
who accepts a Jew is a Zionist, I think, and believes Israel.
If you believe basically that Israel exists and they should be there, you're a Zionist.
That's most people in the world.
Yeah. But that guy's like talking shit like, oh, I don't know what I would do. I would attack him. I would be vicious. My pronouns are he, her, she, him, zebra, ass.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Some people.
I've never seen the videos. I just heard his voice, but I'm just going on a limb here and saying this person is probably not overly intimidating.
No. We'll get to it here in a minute. But you got anything else about the My Truth shit that you want to bring up?
No, other than if you're going to start spouting My Truth, I would suggest you have the facts to back it up. Otherwise, you got to look like a dummy.
It wouldn't be My Truth if, facts were involved. It would just be the
And My Truth is that my part of the show was much better than yours. Always.
No. My truth is my part.
Always and forever.
Well, when you sing it, you won me over.
I go the extra mile.
Yeah. All right. So that's what section it is now. It is Winners and Losers of the Week.
In my book, you're a winner, too.
I think you're a loser.
Josh, we'll go with loser. Because we always go with the bad before the good. Who is your loser of the week?
Like in many cases, it is losers. And I was just going to go with Elon Omar, but I'm also going to go with AOC, and not them as individuals, but the dumbasses that voted for them. Because both people have been reelected. Both people are a total fucking embarrassment to pretty much anyone in the squad, which is basically most Democrats. Like almost all Democrats are basically part of the squad now. But all these people that are whining, bitching about everything, their voters are fucking losers. If you voted for Elon Omar or AOC, you're a loser. And I don't want to hear
Really,
anybody
anyone in the
complaining.
squad.
More than once. Yeah. Like everybody bitches, and we're just as bad as anybody else bitching about representatives, this person, that person. Anyone in government that's not part of the bureaucracy was put there by voters. So start bitching at yourselves if you're dumb enough to vote for a Democrat, especially nowadays. Because what I was going to say back before there too, if you go back, you always hear like Pete Buttigieg and all those, and Democrats in general saying we're going to be on the right side of history, and because that's what we are. And yeah, and if you go back through history all the way up to current, Democrats have always been on the wrong side of every issue through history, and I think that's why they were the party picked to be turned. Like everything going on with the Democrat Party, that's a plan from somebody. You can call it a conspiracy theory all you want. I doubt it's Russia. It might be some kind of conglomerate, globalist corporate thing, but there's something that they're intentionally happening to the Democrat Party. And the reason why their party has been picked is because they have always been on the wrong side of every issue all the way up through American history.
Yeah, might as well just keep rolling that dice,
Yeah, I mean, they can say what they want. I mean, look at all of it. They won in slavery. They didn't want to integrate. They it's sooner or later we're going to find out just how bad abortions are. I mean, they're pro-death.
Yeah, then they started welfare.
Yeah, I mean, we need to, and we are going to have, I'm going to put this in my notes right now. We're going to have an episode on origins of social programs because they are not what people think they are.
Yeah, most of them are garbage.
Generally, it's got either a racial component or a poors component to it. And people just kind of forgot where they came from.
Yeah,
racist. So I think that'll be an interesting, but like why they were brought up. So we'll do a little thing on that. So that's my losers of the week. People who vote for dumbasses.
I don't know. And where I am, where you voted for Chuck Grassley for the last 70 fucking years.
Well, that's because it's easy and people know and people are lazy. I mean, you don't have to have term limits if people just like this guy served, 6 terms in Congress, 2 terms in the Senate. He's out. We're not voting for him.
Yeah.
Like people
I would love to have term limits.
I mean, people can do that.
I thought that was one of the things with like Mike Johnson becoming, when they had Mike Johnson become whatever, the speaker
of the House.
They had to put that up for a vote to have term limits for congressmen.
No, they should.
Yeah.
Well, once they started getting rich and getting influence and the big fucking bureaucracy took over, or the dark government, the deep state, once that stuff happened, then it was try to stay in as long as you can.
All right. Well, my loser of the week is the left-leaning people being cringy like left-leaning people are. Drew Barrymore on, I guess, her talk show. I didn't know she had one. Asked Kamala Harris to be Mama Harris to the country. And that is super weird because no.
That's super weird for anybody.
I know. It is. It was like she got down on her knees and like, I was like, become Mama Harris for the country.
I don't understand that.
I don't either.
Does she even have kids?
I don't know. She probably killed a bunch in her womb.
Probably. It's like, this is what we do.
I know she swallowed some.
Damn harsh, bro. And that's why we always get the E. I'm not saying you're not telling facts. That is not a my true thing. That is the true
thing. This is why we're not famous. It's probably me.
It is.
Yeah.
So you always get to some point in the show where you say something horrendously inappropriate, and then it gets, yep, I'm checking out.
Well, we were going to have him on, but that happened.
Yeah, I don't understand. I guess I would need to see it for context, but I would assume that she was laughing at some point during that, and I can't.
No, she was like very heartfelt, warmed
yes,
by.
I will be
Mamala.
Mamala. I will be Mamala.
I'm like, what is going on? It was just a weird clip, and gag a little bit. All right, Josh, let's get to it. Who is your winner of the week?
Well, because it's so hard to pick winners nowadays, because the country's
going to shit.
Going to shit. I'm going to do the original thing and go with Donald Trump once again, mostly because of his truth tweet / telegraph, whatever, where he said, contrary to the fake news media, I don't fall asleep during the crooked DA's witch hunt, especially not today. I simply close my beautiful blue eyes sometimes, listening intensely, and take it all in.
He's
a winner because the dude's moxie is fantastic.
Yeah, the dude's hilarious. You can't help but to laugh. I mean, the dude he's got it. He's got that it factor. He's an entertainer.
Well, and it's funny though too, because people try to accuse him of being flip floppy, but there's this video clip going around of him on Oprah, and I think we talked about before when he was on the David Letterman show. That dude hasn't changed since the 80s. His stance on the world and how people are getting over on America has not changed since the 80s. Now, it's kind of changed from Japan to China. But he's literally held the same beliefs, at least and maybe that's why he's so good abroad and why his foreign affairs stuff works out seemingly very well. But he hasn't changed at all. And then you listen to Biden, and he's Biden was all yeah, hobble them and then ship them out. I can't stand illegals to come on in. Here's an app. So, yeah, that dude is, if nothing else, he's entertaining.
He is entertaining. Gotta give him that. All right. Well, my winner is the UNC, University of North Carolina Chapel frat guys, who pushed their way through the encamped mob of Palestinian supporters and put the flag back up that the Palestinian supporters ripped down. Then they put it up. They sat there, protected it. I don't know how long they protected it, but they just sat there, just taking water bottles to the face and shit. They wouldn't let anybody get near it. So congrats on them. I guess they've raised, somebody started a GoFundMe so they could have a rager, and it's raised up to $400,000.
What hell of a rager.
Yeah. Because,
well, that's cool.
That is cool. So congrats on them, At least I think there's patriotism on every college campus. I mean, obviously the dirt bags are going to do dirtbag things and garner attention, while mostly patriotic people just try to live their lives and continue through their day. They don't have to proclaim I love America. They usually they show it through their actions and their work ethic and their ability to just be an American and enjoy what American has given them. Where
I think people have been conditioned to not react. I mean, if you think about it, as soon as somebody threw a water bottle at them or anything like that, that would be I would take that as an invitation to mutual combat. And what we've learned is if you fight back against these left-wing losers, you're the one who gets arrested and you're the one who goes to jail. Where if they went back to, because it's legal to fight somebody as long as you both mutual combat, that's a real thing. As long as you guys both mutually agree. No, but by them throwing something at you or physically accosting you or screaming in your fucking ear, I don't care what anybody says, that's physical assault. That's them inviting you to mutual combat. And
that's how you get tinnitus.
That'd be hilarious. Someone comes up and screams in your ear I accept.
Oh, did you not say you wanted to fight?
It's like, oh, I'm sorry. This numbness in my ear says you did.
Yeah, you deafed me, so I thought you just said you wanted to fight.
It's like, oh, now you have liquid coming out of your ear. Oh. But yeah, I think that's cool that they did that, because you basically have to sit there and take the bullshit because people have been conditioned that way. And I just think that these people wouldn't be so brazen, like our opening clip.
Yeah.
Those people wouldn't be brazen like that, because they literally act like there's zero consequences. Now, I wish that cop would hit that dude so much harder.
Oh, I know, but he barely he just put his arms out and the dude fell. I'm like,
oh yeah, they're weak, pathetic
that
people.
Guy? Who picked that guy to be like the front line of their charge?
I don't even know what they're doing, trying to charge a way through to escape, or I don't know.
I don't know, man, but it was a dumb idea because that dude got. I mean,
but I just think if there was, and that's like what Mike Tyson says, is like there's a lot of people that don't get punched in the mouth or something, and they should, and it shows. And that's, none of these people have any mutual respect or fear of any type of consequences. Like if somebody throws a rock at you, that's assault. So you should be able to punch them in the face.
Yep.
But if you had counter protesters showing up, and I'm not saying I don't want gang wars and gang violence and big group mobs or whatever, but if that happened and then a big fight broke out, who do you think is going to be the one who's actually getting charges?
Oh, I know.
I mean,
well,
yeah, but all these people are over here crying.
Well, we'll move into let's move into the next segment, because I wanted to say something about this, but I can move it into this section of happenings of the week. Yeah, so I guess there's one time like this, one of the protesters, like anti-protest, the people, pro-Israel, then there's Palestinians, and they're yelling at each other, and then somebody yells, "Fuck Joe Biden," and all of a sudden a chant from both sides of "Fuck Joe Biden" broke out. It was like a unifying factor. I wish I could. I'm sure I could find that clip, but it was hilarious. Like they're just like screaming at each other. This one guy goes, "Fuck Joe Biden," and all of a sudden they're like, "Fuck Joe!" Everybody's just the whole crowd.
Biden was right. He's bringing people together.
He's a unifier. They said he said he would be a unifier, and he's done it. So congrats on Joe Biden. But more into this shit. Let's get into these universities that are, have finally started to, do the right thing and stop these stupid takeovers. But I mean, it's been garbage between them taking over buildings and demanding food and water. They have been just completely destroying like these campuses with their litter, their shit.
While also demanding a 50% reduction in emissions. That was part of their demands. Like, I know we're talking about Palestinians and genocide, but I'm going to go ahead and slip this one in there.
So the school said, I'm like, hey, get out of here. We will give you, there'll be no legal consequence. You will not get kicked out. We'll act like this really didn't happen, and we can just go all about our business. They're like, nope. So then they all got arrested and kicked out of school.
Well, I think the optics changed. They figured it out, and whoever's funding this shit's like, or the people in charge are like, all right, we need to shut down. This is making the left look bad.
We went too far. People are not liking this. I think what tried to happen, and just like 2020, they got a bunch of people riled up, and all of a sudden, they thought, hey, this could be the next George Floyd moment. This will be the part that brings the party together. And people were like, well, we're not really into hating Jews.
Well, that was the problem. The big difference here is people like, and I thought it was bullshit. I think people have been conditioned to have white shame. But a lot of people were quiet about it because they were, deadly afraid of being called a racist. And then I think that's why the George Floyd stuff worked, even though like a lot of people, didn't need that documentary to know that George Floyd did not die of a knee to the neck. And I'm really surprised that guy hasn't instantly been granted another trial out of his area. But like people were like, and that was real heavy. I think another thing too, cancel culture has lost a lot of its bite. It's not as prevalent as it was back in 2020, where like Oh my God, you don't think he had a drug overdose? Who cares if he had 4 times the lethal limit of fentanyl in his system? You're a racist.
And let's be honest, people aren't cooped up like they were in 2020. People took that fucking COVID shit pretty seriously. I didn't, but some people did.
Yeah, I actually loved the one thing I loved about COVID because I did not change my lifestyle at all. And there was like nobody out. So it's like the movie theaters. Oh my gosh, that was so great. You buy a ticket and 2 seats next to you got X'd out. It was fantastic. Loved it. I didn't change anything. I went to stores. I went to the movies. I went to restaurants. Never wore a mask.
No, unless I had to for work to get into a certain building or something.
And if I had a mask Nazi at the store, I would put it on my chin.
Yeah, burp. Yeah, it's dumb anyways. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I think like people were cooped up. They're ready to, they're just angry anyways, and so they just broke out and decided to burn cities down.
I don't got anything better to do. Let's go burn some shit.
Yeah, then all right, well,
anybody who has a rational understanding of world history not that long ago is not going to be calling a Jew a Nazi.
Yeah.
I mean, this had no chance at all of catching any momentum.
No.
Just saying.
I mean, so, all right, just like 2020 again, like when they did arrest, like the protesters are seemingly 60-40 not college students. So 60% not college students to 40% who are, who just got wrapped up being dumb college students. Somebody's got to be funding them. Who's your guess?
I think it's probably this. I think George Soros' money. I don't know if he's like personally like, go send them monies over there with my billions of dollars. But his money that goes into his foundations, I mean, the money tracks back to him. I wouldn't be surprised if Hans Gruber over at the World Economic Forum had something to do with it.
That might be his name.
Oh no, I mean Klaus Schwab sounds just as bad.
Just as bad. I think Hans Gruber. I'd rather meet the guy whose name's Hans Gruber than Klaus Schwab.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like Klaus Schwab. Sounded like a bank.
It sounds like a guy who fucking ran a fucking prison camp.
Hey, this is Klaus Schwab. I'm gonna Schwab something, and they're not going to like it.
Well, isn't Schwab like a investment company?
Maybe. I just know that I don't like people that have, and you can call it prejudice all you want, but I do not like people with that kind of accent tell me how to live my fucking life.
I don't like anybody telling me how to live my
You're
life,
going to eat the bugs, and it's going to be delicious. Nor do I
like a guy with a German accent telling me how to do anything, because I feel like
I am going to put a windmill in your yard, and it's going to blow you.
The last time a German guy tried to control the world, it didn't end well.
Saying. Did you just quote Avengers?
No, maybe.
Captain America. Last time I was in Europe and a guy was standing over and he told him what to do. That didn't work out very well.
I did. I didn't mean to. Look at me.
You can learn a lot of life lessons. But not from Age of Ultron. That was kind of lame.
Well, me and Steve Rogers, though. One the
Steve Rogers, the actor,
basically Captain America over here, right?
The actor who's basically a communist. He played Captain America.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, me and Steve Rogers have the same physique.
That's right. He can play as many Captain America movies as he wants. He's always going to be that dude from Not Another Teen Movie.
Oh yeah, I know. That's how I see him all the time too.
Yeah, that's just etched in my brain. Sorry.
What do you think about Marjorie Taylor Greene trying to oust Speaker Johnson?
I just think it's annoying. I think we need to work more on unity and unifying the party, not by giving up to the left, but the right needs to start like literally coming together and getting a plan forward and and I get it, like her heart might be in the right place, but she's not doing anybody any favors, and she's just making the Republican Party look weak and feckless, and it's exactly what the Democrats want. A broken, ineffective Republican Party.
I can tell you what, if the Republican Party came together and voted one and together, half the shit wouldn't pass through, but he needs to put something through. he feels like he needs to put something through, so he has to fucking kowtow to these Democrats and they'll vote for whatever bill so it actually passes.
Well,
So
that's
he can
one of
get
the
some
problems with
good.
Washington. They feel like they have to do something.
Yeah, they could do nothing and I would be perfectly fine.
I'd be totally fine with it.
Yeah.
It's like, please don't feel like you have to do a job.
You know what you don't have to do is send money overseas. I really don't want that.
Yeah, I don't agree with what he's doing, but I mean,
I understand what he's trying to do. He's trying to do a little good, but he's also doing, a
you
little
can't.
bad.
The problem is the left always gets what they want. So they always get a little bit of what they want when the Republicans are in charge, and they get a lot of what they want when they're in charge.
Yeah,
and it never goes the other direction.
It never does. Because the Democrat Party always votes unified. No matter if somebody hates it or not, they'll always vote for it. Like they'll bitch about it,
the
but then they'll
DNC
vote
chair
for it.
and old Chuck Schumer, they'll just block them out. They won't get any funds for the reelection and stuff. They'll push them out. Like Democrats are vicious, even to their own, if not more so. It's like you step out of line, you're out.
Yeah, you'll get no more funding. You will not get elected again.
And I think that's the way the Republicans need to be rhinos, because that's what screws us. We have the people that have been there for a while, that have had a taste of the power, got their little bit of the corruption cake, and so they'll just do whatever they can to retain that. They don't give a shit. And people are too stupid to pay attention and vote them out. But there needs to be more and more primaries, like the primary here in Texas, where Mr. AK-47, a gun tuber, is in a runoff for the congressional seat down here in South Texas. And this dude's going, it's down in San Antonio area. It's kind of leftish, but this dude's going on all the left-wing media sites, like trying to get help from them and from Democrats to bash, I think his name's Adam Herrera. Seems like a cool dude. Anytime I see him interact with people, like his YouTube videos are funny. But when he interacts with people in real life, he seems horrendously awkward.
Probably is.
Yes. It's like
better at talking to a camera than to people.
Yeah, your shtick in your videos does not work with other human beings around. It just comes off as awkward as fuck. I'm not saying I'm not the same way. I'm just saying. I'm not even saying what we do on camera works. Obviously it does. But
one last thing, because I just remembered it. I didn't put it in the notes. So I just kind of, when we were talking, I just kind of thought about this. Joe Biden has put another $6.1 billion to give to, pay for college.
Yeah, well, there'll be some Republican DAs that take him to court for that because he's breaking the law.
You would think so, but they won't. I know. I just find it weird that he did that as campuses are, becoming the hotbed of Jew hate.
Well, and the funny thing is, from my understanding, this money's not going to like people that went to community colleges or just got a bachelor's. They're going to like PhD and candidates and shit like that. It's like, what the fuck? For one thing, 10 grand to them, to their debt, is not going to do much. But it's like, okay, so not only are you you're literally told by the Supreme Court, you cannot do this. You do it anyway. And then you only help out people that like went to college for like 10 fucking years, because he's doing like some bullshit, like GI Bill bullshit or something like that.
How are the Republicans not doing anything about this?
Because Republicans are weak douches.
God, I fucking hate the Republican Party. I uber hate the Democrat Party, but I fucking hate the Republican Party. They're all a bunch of pussies.
I uber hate the Democrats, but I only lift hate the Republicans.
Yeah. God, they're so weak. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty dry.
Yeah.
Lame.
And one last fun thing of happening the week before we move on. Oh shit! You know what I didn't do? We don't have to pause.
We're not pausing, Kevin. You just have to make one up.
I can't on the spot. Okay, I probably could.
It's fine. We can pause if we have to.
But I saw an article where it kind of said like AI can recognize a liberal between a liberal and a conservative by the facial features, and most conservatives have a strong lower jaw, masculine type of features, while liberal people look impish and weak.
It's not a lie, though.
I know, and so the AI was given like a picture of like 1,000 people and it got like a 90% correct of who was like, but then like they just gave it to people and showed them the same pictures, and they also got close to 90% correct. It's from facial features and how people.
The funny thing is, the more masculine, squared jawed liberals are probably just dudes pretending to be that way to hook up with I'm gonna get my freak on.
That's
I'm for like whatever your sign says.
That's a beta male thing to do.
It's like, oh yeah, I'm for. What are we doing?
Yeah.
But yeah, we can.
Let's pause for a minute. I gotta go to the bathroom anyways. Then we'll get right back to it.
Well, that's fine. We'll just say we're. You have no idea how video editing works. Kevin, just say the next. What are we doing next?
The white slur of the week.
That's right. The white slur of the week.
What's a honky?
So yes, my white slur of the week this week is Uncle Daddy. Uncle Daddy is a slur used to describe whites in a derogatory way. Rumors of inbreeding in the Appalachians. So all you Appalachian people, you're Uncle Daddies. At least or Aunt Mommies. I don't know. Maybe that's one.
Aunt Mommies and Uncle Daddies.
So Uncle Daddies, that's it.
That's the white slur of the week.
What's a honky?
All right, Josh, you got anything else?
No, not off the top of my head. Just make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment, tell your friends, and visit the merch shop. But other than that, no, I think I'm good.
Awesome. Well, then, I'm Kevin.
And I'm Josh.
And this was The Lost Art of Common Sense.
Common sense, baby.
Common Sense!
Common sense.
Common Sense! Buy our shit! Watch our shows! Be cool!
We'll see you next week, everybody.